Like, you can't define the Republican Party by its most extreme wing in some way. It is its most extreme.
Well, let me make the case for those on the right in this administration not being as extreme as those who believe taxpayer-funded abortions up until 9 months, including birth period, and transitioning kids, and sex changes paid for by the taxpayer for transgender inmates. I think that is a stark contrast to the policy of deporting illegal aliens, which is simply enforcing the law. You know that because you claim that you want to. You just don't do it, leftists. I've noticed what I think might be a little bit of astroturfing. And I know you might say that I'm too close to this, that I would have a bias because, Vox tried to destroy my life.
No.
But two things can be true. That can be true. And objectively, I can say that this sort of whitewashing or sanitizing of Ezra Klein, I should say, one of the founders of Vox, on some right-leaning podcasts out there, conservative bro podcasts, is not a good thing. And it's fine. I think people should be platformed. I just wish that we could see some more pushback. So maybe Ezra Klein, founder of the media entity who tried to destroy my life, and everyone here with the demonetization of the Vox apocalypse. Sorry about that. Maybe Ezra Klein would be willing to come on here along with the co-founder of Reddit, who we just discussed. But he was on the Flagrant podcast with Andrew Schultz, and he made this claim that you hear a lot from the left, and when you see people who claim to be center or center-right, when you see them not push back against this, it means that either they're very immature in their political, social, cultural walk, or it could be that it's disingenuous. Because when someone goes, the right is super far, and people go, well, like the crazy MAGAs, it's like, okay, let me put a fine point on this. Sure, there are some people who are nuts. The Proud Boys aren't as radically right as Kamala Harris is left. Most of those militiamen in the woods are not as radically right as Joe Biden is left when you look at the trans and the kids policies. When you look at the open borders policies. It's not even close. I just would like to see some pushback. So here's Ezra Klein, co-founder of Vox, claiming that you wouldn't have believed him years ago if he told you how extreme Republicans would be today.
This is what I think Republicans do really well, is they exploit the most extreme version of Democrats, and then they paint it across the whole party.
They do try to paint Democrats by the most extreme candidates. Democrats do that to the right too, right? The thing that has happened on the right is they have embraced outside of themselves, right? I always think about this. If I had been a liberal substacker in the fall 2024, I was like, you fucking people, you don't understand what's coming. If Donald Trump gets elected, he's gonna make Kash Patel and Dan Bongino the heads of the FBI. He's gonna put RFK Jr. at HHS. He's going to try to make Matt Gaetz like the attorney general.
Let's play this game.
He'll be like, calm down, dude. That's ridiculous. It's a little, you can't define the Republican Party by its most extreme wing in some way. It is its most extreme wing. It took that would have been I would not have written that. I would have found that far-fetched.
Bro, deadass.
It's truly far-fetched.
Okay. So I'm going to play this game. I'm really looking forward to playing this game. I'll go with the anecdotal first, taking what he believes are the most extreme examples to make a point. Okay. And then I'll bring that back to the mainstream Democrat platform. So he says, if Dan Bongino and Kash Patel. By the way, can you tell me their most extreme views? Tell me their most extreme views. That our intelligence agencies are corrupt? Let's go with...
You mean the basis of 74 movies?
Yeah,
no kidding.
Someone call Oliver Stone. Okay, if I were to tell you, you would have called me crazy. If I told you in 2015, or let's be honest, in 2019, that you'd have Rachel Levine.
It's a man, baby.
The trans pediatrician who served as Biden's assistant secretary of health and looks like Lindsey Graham banged Twisted Sister. Push to remove age limits for any and all trans surgeons. If I would have told you in 2018 that Sam Britton, the non-binary professional luggage thief and Matt Damon lookalike, led Biden's nuclear waste program, or Tracy Stone Manning, eco-terrorist who became Biden's director of Bureau of Land Management, you'd be like, well, if I were to tell you these people are going to be put into these positions, you'd be like, what? No, you're not going to have Dee Snider. You're talking about trans and kids. If I were to tell you in, I don't know, 2018, that every single Democrat running in 2020 would raise their hand in support of giving illegal aliens health care.
Raise your hand if your government plan would provide coverage for undocumented immigrants.
Crazy.
If I were to tell you that the 2024 Democrat nominee, Kamala Harris, in case you've forgotten, she probably has in a drunken stupor, supported taxpayer-funded trans surgeries for inmates.
I made sure that they changed the policy in the state of California so that every transgender inmate in the prison system would have access to the medical care that they desired and need.
You'd say, stop straw manning, plus she's a drunk. If I were to tell you in 2018 or early 2019 that Virginia Governor Ralph Northam, would actually discuss what to do with a baby who survived an abortion and actually present as though it's an option, killing the born child. Come on, stop straw manning.
The infant would be delivered. The infant would be kept comfortable. The infant would be resuscitated if that's what the mother and the family desired. And then a discussion would ensue between the physicians and the mothers.
Or if I were to tell you that, the Democrat in office, the former vice president, you may refer to him as president. I think you need to respect the office. Former Vice President Biden would open the border for tens of millions of illegals, create jobs for exclusively foreign-born workers while actually costing American workers their own hard-earned jobs here, and that he would institute some kind of social media censorship apparatus specifically designed to be waged against conservatives. You'd say, this is just fear porn. And here's the big difference. Kash Patel, Dan Bongino, Vance, Stephen Miller, Donald Trump, they don't even all share the same viewpoint on all policies. Everyone I just named for you does. And every single one of them. And you could also include in that every single person who ran for office, national level for the DNC. Let's go. Kamala Harris, Joe Biden, Elizabeth Warren, Bernie Sanders, go on down the list. Supports taxpayer-funded sex changes, supports transitioning children, supports abortion up until and including birth, taxpayer-funded, period, supported open borders. Supported healthcare like we told you and showed you for illegal aliens at the cost of American workers. Supported LGBTQAIP Sesame Street in Yemen or whatever the hell it was. If I were to tell you, you'd say, come on. So when I say that the Democrat Party is the most extreme version today of its party, well, it's redundant. What I really just mean to say is meet the Democrat Party. And no one pushes back. Hey, what's Donald Trump's most radical viewpoint? He was the first president elected who supported gay marriage? That includes Barack Obama? This is a guy who's been relatively moderate, much to the chagrin of the Second Amendment community? Show me the radical positions. His position on abortion, where he believes that there should be some allowances up until a certain point within the first trimester that I don't even agree with? And no one pushes back?
I got one. What about if in 2023 we told you that the incumbent president would drop out of the race halfway through the race and then you wouldn't get a primary?
Right. Yeah.
You just won't get to choose who your candidate is.
Exactly. To save democracy. Mm-hmm. And by the way, who helped push these extreme ideas, which might explain why he acts as though the Democrat Party is moderate? Oh, that's right. Vox, who also co-produced content with YouTube at one point in time, which may be the reason for the Vox adpocalypse. Let's just go through some Vox articles during Ezra Klein's tenure. Okay, here are some headlines for you. How Peppa Pig became an LGBTQ icon. Why capitalism won't survive without socialism. Here's one. I photograph trans and non-binary kids. It's made me rethink my own gender. Kids chop off the darnest things. The only gay story Hollywood is telling is one that belongs to white men. So this is the guy who says, yeah, they sort of characterize us as this the most radical part of our party. Do you mean like the part of your party that talks about photographing children as non-binary by sexualizing them? Or do you mean the woke bullshit that then ended up permeating Disney in complaining that there wasn't enough black or Indian or insert whatever race here gay shit in your movies. Is that what you mean? That kind of moderate Democrat Party? Because, by the way, you've gotten what you wanted. You just don't like the backlash. And now you accuse the backlash of being extreme. Well, let me make the case for those on the right in this administration not being as extreme as those who believe taxpayer-funded abortions up until 9 months, including birth period, and transitioning kids, and sex changes paid for by the taxpayer for transgender inmates. I think that is a stark contrast to the policy of deporting illegal aliens, which is simply enforcing the law. You know that because you claim that you want to. You just don't do it, leftists. Tariffs being a legitimate bargaining tool on global trade. We know that because those on the left have advocated for it, including Bernie Sanders at some point in time. Remember when you guys opposed NAFTA? Promoting international peace through strength, right? De-escalation, non-interventionism, scrapping DEI in the military, and actually creating gender-neutral requirements that may unfortunately mean certain genders are not able to compete as effectively. Hey, is it radical for cities that have record homicides and unrest, where entire city blocks have been burned down and now they are not allowing ICE to do their jobs, which they are part and parcel of the administration that was elected to do this? Is it radical to try and restore some kind of domestic peace in these blue cities where you have domestic terrorists wreaking havoc by committing political violence? I don't know. Hey, what's more radical? The Barack Obama and Biden administration using the IRS to target conservatives, using the intelligence agencies to prosecute, basically for a glorified witch hunt of their political opposition, or maybe firing some people who were involved in that. They act radically and then accuse you of being radical when you simply go like, whoa, that's pretty extreme. No pushback? All right, here. He's appearing on more conservative, because he'll claim credit, Ezra Klein. I appeared on Andrew Schultz, the Flagrant podcast. I appeared on Right Wing Podcast. Come here. We have some long-standing history, Ezra. You know I'll be respectful. I'll match your intensity. You said that the Flagrant boys were really sharp. So, hey, I'm no member of Mensa, but I don't know how else to put it. They're sharp enough. Come on, get you some.
He won't.
Come get you some.
He's a coward.
Hey, do you like what you saw? I don't know how because it's on YouTube and we have to cut all the good parts out. So you should tune in live weekdays at 11 a.m. Eastern on Rumble. We can still speak freely and even use words like and get and
so.
Whoa. You've been here this whole time?
Yeah. It's not getting.